What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Mirrorverse. Today we're going to be looking at 10 tips for riff raids after the first riff raid has been done and completed. Now we've got our sectors that we're in and we'll try and compete even harder, so we're going to take a little bit of a look into that and see 10 tips for you and your alliance to make it a little bit better. But as you can see, we're in Meteor 1 right now, so we did pretty good. We did a few refreshes and a few skip timers there to get some more energy, but you know, it's worth it, especially with the placement here, and with it coming up in about 2 days here, we figured we'd put this video together. So for the first thing that you want to keep in mind, tip number 1 is coordinating with your alliance. You're definitely going to want to coordinate either outside of the game or definitely inside, especially when you guys are all attacking. It makes it so you're not attacking the same people. If someone's taking a sentinel, you're not attacking the little minions there, so you're saving your precious energy. As always, you want to make sure you use your energy wisely. The second one we're going to be talking about, a tip, is timing your energy refresh. So you're going to try, as long as you can have a similar sleep schedule, you're going to want to try and set that 8 hours to when you're sleeping, so that way you don't miss out on the most important there. And if you're going to be spending orbs, make sure you use those orbs right before you go to sleep there, because the timer, as the timer gets closer and closer to being done, it costs less and less orbs to refresh and skip it. So as a person who saves up his orbs, that's what I basically did the entire time, was skip it up to whenever bedtime was, and then, you know, I'm not missing out too much on the time there, and then setting timers to make sure that you hit your energy refreshes. Number 3 is going to be making sure you're saving your heavy hitters for that gatekeeper or the sentinels. I know it seems kind of obvious, but it takes a little bit of coordination again with that. Making sure those heavy hitters are hitting on those sentinels and the gatekeepers doing the maximum amount of damage there. And for you little lesser hitters there, make sure you're taking out those minions. If you can't take out minions, go back to the other rift tiers if we can. I'm not sure how the new setup is going to be, but if you can, go back to those and defeat those minions, because then you can still get trophies, adding to the overall ranking there for your team. Alright, so we're going to get on to the 4th tip here, and that's making sure you're using your main team. So the key here is you're going to want to use your most strongest guardians there. I know it's tempting with those traits to try and pick and choose through there, but if you don't have a strong bench there, you're going to want to make sure that you're using your main team that you use overall there, so you get the most points per energy there. Alright, on to number 5. We're going to make sure that you round out your teams for those specific traits. They kind of tie in together there, but I wanted to separate them just to touch base on them. As you're playing through, I'm not sure, again, since this was the first one, how they're going to do the trait system. If they continue the same traits, then you can kind of see a trend that goes on and start training up those characters. But if the guardians there are always changing traits, then it's going to be a little bit harder to figure out, and then you're going to definitely have to fill up the rest of your roster with different traits that they have there. So it's going to be a mix of traits, but again, that's the name of the game, getting those guardians up there so you can battle however, whichever. On to number 6 here. It's going to be banking your energy. Make sure that you're banking your energy, especially if you can't attack anyone there, or if you're a heavy hitter and you're just waiting for people to get minions. As far as I've seen and heard from other people as well, that the energy there is no maximum. That might change, but we'll see how that energy plays out. Again, the refreshing might change. This is all new, so we're just making a video off this first basis to kind of steer us in the right direction and then learn more from that. So we're going to go on to number 7 here. When in doubt, hit those minions. I know it sucks, especially if you're a heavy hitter and you think you can get something, or if you're a medium hitter and you're not sure to go through or hold off, just get those minions out of the way. It'll make the sentinels easier for the heavy hitters, it'll make the sentinels easier for yourself or other team members that may be medium or light hitters, plus it'll get you those trophies there. So don't shy away from those minions. Again, you don't want to face up against the sentinel and end up getting trounced because you didn't take out enough of those minions and weaken that sentinel there, because that's, again, waste of energy. Energy is super precious. I can't express that enough there. So number 8 make sure you're playing the battle. I know if you're like me, the simming is so convenient, it's so nice, it's easy, it's quick, you don't have to worry about it, just set and play, but play the battle. Especially if you're in competitive alliance, you're gonna want to play those battles because it'll make it easier to punch up, it'll get you further along, it'll get you more points. It's just better for everyone in that raid there and with the alliance. Alright, on to number 9, talking about punching up. Make sure that we're using those potions to punch up. Now again, don't rely on potions to get you through it. I definitely would not do 1 or 2 potions. I would definitely use at least all 5 there, just to, depending on your punch up situation. But I was always using the big ones and trying to use 5 potions total. 1 or 2 of the big ones usually was good, with 3 of the little ones could punch you up pretty good there. But again, that's if you got those thick rosters there. You can use them on your main team. Hopefully you've got some that can do that. Make sure you're checking through all of the guardians there, so you're not doubling up on some that you could be using for one, so they're going less. You'll want to use like a leader potion and a goofball potion on 2 different people, depending on if you only have enough to be able to put those on there. So you'll definitely want to check all of the traits of all the guardians that you have attacking to make sure that you're using your potions most effectively there. And then finally, on to number 10, it's that timer, that start timer, that 24-hour start timer. Ever so key. I, unfortunately, on the first one, was super excited and pressured my guild leader to start it right away before any noticing. It is a 24-hour grace period to start the Rift Raid. So what I would do, again, going back to that coordinating with your alliance, seeing when you can get most of your people on, seeing when you can get most of your heavy hitters on, and kind of timing that out, so that way when you've got this Rift Raid starting, you have the maximum amount of people to jump in there right away with their energy, not wasting refreshes and all that good jazz, making sure that you're getting as far in that first punch as you can. And now, not only on the first punch, it also ends at that time. So if you can time it like maybe a half hour of when everyone can meet at, then you have that extra half hour to do that final little push there, spend any of those orbs to try and get the last little bit on the gatekeeper and get as far through those tiers as you can. So I mean, that's my suggestion there, but again, do what works for your alliance. If you guys aren't very competitive, then I guess just discuss with your leader whenever you want. If you want to be more competitive, find another alliance. Definitely find an alliance that plays to your play style there. Alright, well that'll do it for the video there. There's your 10 tips, again in no particular order, but especially focus on that coordination with your alliance. You definitely want to make sure that you guys are coordinating your attacks and seeing when and where you should be placed and how you should do your attacks. So make sure you comment down below there on some of your tips there, which tips definitely helped you, and make sure that we're spreading that love there to all your other alliance members. Have them check out the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have yet to. Hit the like if you like the video. Check out some of my other videos, and we will see you in the next one.